If you are on the hunt for a low-cost 2-in-1 laptop in the market, then the Lenovo Chromebook C330 is one of the best options, and this review will let you know if this Chromebook meets your requirement. The Lenovo Chromebook C330 comes with MediaTek MT8173C CPU, a 4GB of low-power DDR3 RAM, a 64GB of eMMC storage, a PowerVR GX 6250 graphics processing unit, a 2x2 Wi-Fi, a Bluetooth 4.1 connectivity options, and a Chrome operating system. Before we go further, if you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And the link for this laptop is available in the description below, so make sure to check it out for more details and the current price. In terms of design, the Chromebook C330 isn't flimsy or flawed but doesn't have a rugged design. It also doesn't come with a stylus pen. However, the case is entirely constructed of plastic. Lenovo appears to have put in a little more effort than is typical of plastic laptops. The chassis is incredibly sturdy. Even when directly pressed, neither the bottom panel nor the keyboard deck flex. The thick lid can only be gently twisted. Nevertheless, this requires deliberate force. The matte texture is quite resistant to fingerprints and looks wonderful. The hinge is reliable and secures the display, but it is a little stiff. The hinge feels robust from every aspect, and rotating the top into tablet mode is quite simple. Overall, the C330 feels solid and well built for a plastic laptop. Chromebooks are mostly about portability, measuring at 0.77 by 11.4 by 8.5 inches and 2.64 pounds or 1.19 kilograms. The C330 can easily be lugged on a daily commute. Like many Chromebooks, these Chromebooks will easily fit a briefcase, though slightly heavy to hold on one hand in tablet mode. Another good feature to be on the lookout for is the keyboard. Its layout is similar to that of a Chromebook, although the key travel is quite thin and feels similar to Apple's butterfly switches. The key response isn't as quick, however, the reaction is still sufficient, even at high rates. The keys are evenly spaced and of a good size at 1.6 square centimeters. The plastic keys have a fair amount of clatter, although most people switching from Windows will find it to be pleasant and quick to use. Keep in mind that it does not include home or end keys. The touchpad responds quickly and performs as intended. Port selection is adequate but may be lacking for some users. The C330 has both a Type-A and Type-C USB 3.0 port, but the Type-C connection is also used for charging. There is an HDMI 1.4 port, and the USB Type-C port can be used as a DisplayPort connection, but again, the Type-C port is the sole DC input. As such, connection options are limited when it comes time to charge the device. The inclusion of an SD card is welcome, but it is only a half-depth slot. A 720p HD webcam is located directly above the bezel. Avoid using this camera for video calls if at all possible due to its poor picture quality. Even with the volume turned up quite loud, the audio inside the C330 is muffled and flat with barely a ghost of bass coming from the two bottom-mounted speakers. For streaming video, it's fine, but for music, you'll need headphones. Displays on laptops under $300 are frequently poor in this price range. TN panels are common, but the Chromebook C330 stands out from the crowd thanks to its superb IPS display. Despite having a somewhat low resolution of 1366 by 768, the 11.6-inch screen seems sharp enough. Medias look rich and are enjoyable to watch. The display's low brightness, which can be an issue in bright surroundings, is its biggest drawback. The backlight is typically around 200 nits. The backlight is really even, and there is barely any bleed. Our review unit is fitted with a 2.1 GHz MediaTek MT8173C processor. The MediaTek CPU is enough for online browsing, document management, and other office tasks. Web pages scroll fluidly, load quickly, and have dynamic system navigation. In terms of processor speed, it has a 1.70 GHz base frequency and a 2.11 GHz boost frequency, which is common at this price range. The 64GB of eMMC storage is slow. Performance is comparable to that of a typical mechanical hard disk. Fortunately, the majority of Chrome OS and Android apps are small and load quickly. It can take a while for some load time sensitive games, like PUBG Mobile, to start up. The RAM on this 11-inch Chromebook is a 4GB of low-power DDR3 RAM. The speed of this memory is 1866 MHz. The Lenovo C330's memory cannot unfortunately be upgraded. This is because the 4GB memory is embedded in the laptop's motherboard, which makes it impossible to be replaced. For modest graphical loads, the PowerVR GX 6250 GPU is enough. 1080p video playback can be handled with ease by this GPU, however, high-resolution video might stutter. The C330 can stream 1080p 60 frame per second internet media. Although it is not a seamless experience, the GPU can also support a single external display at 4K 30Hz, however, it is advised to choose Full HD or lower. The GX 6250 is comparable to Intel's HD Graphics 500, nevertheless, the GX 6250 is far more ideal for Chromebook gaming. It has a better Android application compatibility, thus the majority of well-known Android games run well, and many games, like Asphalt 8, can be playable. Furthermore, demanding games like PUBG Mobile can be played, but at their lower settings. The PowerVR GX 6250 is now more than 8 years old. As Android games get more resource demanding, the limitations of this GPU will soon become more apparent. Battery life on Chromebooks is pretty good, and the Lenovo C330 doesn't fall short. With the screen brightness set to 150 nits, the 45 watt-hour battery lasts slightly over 11 hours during regular use, which includes streaming video continuously and reloading websites. This indicates that it can easily survive a whole day at work or school, something you would struggle to crack on a Windows notebook of a comparable budget. Only 1.5 to 2 hours are required to completely charge this Chromebook. Before we conclude, we must mention why you should buy or avoid this laptop. Buy if you want a very affordable Chromebook with a good build quality. Buy if you want an IPS screen. Buy if you want a USB Type-C, USB Type-A and HDMI port. Buy if you want a long battery life. Buy if you want a comfortable keyboard. Buy if you want a convertible, compact and lightweight laptop. Don't buy if you don't want a small screen with big bezels and a wobbly hinge mechanism. Don't buy if you don't want a white that shows scratches and grimes. Don't buy if you don't want a limited system in terms of upgradability. Don't buy if you want a clear webcam. Don't buy if you don't want thick screen bezels. Don't buy if you don't want a keyboard that isn't backlit. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe.